Welcome back to Guunter's rug factory. Last time he built a house for himself and his workers, but now it was time to finish building the path and creating the building in which the rugs will be produced. The first thing that he needed to do was connect the workers' house with the path, and since he magically had these large slanted staircase blocks in his inventory, he was able to create a smooth path from the ground to the door, but the problem was the fact that the path wasn't in line with it. He already built concrete foundations and set everything up, just to realize that he fucked it up. Deleting everything was painful, but he did what he had to do to get a beautiful path. The door was 2 blocks higher than it needed to be, but thanks to these small staircase blocks it was easily fixable. Now it all looked nice and proper, and as foundation he added concrete again, this time confident that he won't need to delete it again. These supports for the path were very annoying, so Guunter deleted them and added small orange blocks where there was space, instead of combining different support poles. And now the purpose of the pipes has been revealed to him. The pipes that he connected to the ground were magically being extended underground by the power of the gods, and all he needed to do was add a pipe to the edge of the workers' house. This way all of the water from the tank can be transferred to the workers and they can drink it, which will make them stronger and able to work better. They will die after a week, because what they will be drinking is actually their own urine, mixed with poop from donkeys, but that is beside the point. To hide the true intentions of the pipes, he needed to cover them up, and there's no better way of doing that other than using cement. So using a bunch of cement, he covered the pipes and added a few valves to the urine tank. These valves are used to regulate the toxicity and density of the urine that is being released. Sometimes very large rugs will need to be produced, so Guunter will need to release denser and more toxic urine so the workers work better. He placed a striped door to the entrance of the urine pipe's room. The stripes indicate only Guunter can open the door. This entire process revealed something else to Guunter. The ground will most likely be infected with toxic soil, which will make walking over it quite risky. To prevent problems, the path needs to extend all the way to the second water tower that is actually a holy water tower. This water is used to purify the slaves that survive longer than a week. He can keep making them stronger and stronger, and they will keep staying alive, which will increase rug productivity. He built the path and added concrete foundations under it. This way the path cannot sink into the ground, since concrete can't get ruined by the toxicity. There are still certain non-cement supports going into the ground, but he will fix that later. All of the valves are still closed, so there is no threat yet. The storage room was next on the list. This room will contain a lot of items that could be used in case there was a problem into production. After building a base of concrete, he added wooden walls, but he also wanted to make sure the path is connected to it. This seemed a bit tricky considering the height difference, but Guunter is a competent builder. It didn't take long for him to figure it out. After adding 2 slanted staircase blocks, it more or less fit right into the frame of the house. He continued building the wall all around the storage house and also added cement foundations under the slanted blocks. This is starting to look less like shit and more like poop, Guunter thought. Once the roof was placed, he put a door as well that would open on the side thanks to the bearing. Finally, it was the rug factory's turn to be brought into existence. He wanted to make sure that all blocks are in line with each other, because having uneven ground makes everyone sad and suicidal. Guunter's mind was very perplexed with this situation. Where to start, how to place the path so the factory can have enough space and fit into the design. And then, following Shaya's advice, he just did it. He added the staircase path all the way towards the storage house, and despite being 1 block too high, it managed to look great. Now he can create the factory in line with the path. The foundation of the factory is cement, of course, and it goes all the way from the path towards the urine tank and connects with the storage room. Adding the foundation to this hill was slightly dickless. He opted with covering the entire hole with a floor that was in line with the storage room roof. This way the hill isn't very large, but the factory room will be a bit smaller. Due to the path having that 1 extra block, the factory will have a step, which isn't ideal, but sometimes sacrifices must be made for the glory of the rugs. The lower level was created, and Guunter added the floor, which is also made out of cement. The wall of the ground floor is made out of brick, and it is very low. It goes just above his head. Perhaps I didn't mention that the slave workers are also midgets, who don't need a higher ceiling. The factory has another level as well, whose wall is white and a bit higher than the previous one. This level contains production of the finest rugs reserved for rich people and animals. To get to this level, an elevator will be used that will be located in this corner. Before going to sleep, Guunter decided to mechanize the storage room door with a controller and a switch. This is it for now. Guunter's rug factory is starting to look quite decent. He built a house for himself with an entrance on the back side that contains his favorite plants, a table with a chair, a mechanized door and air conditioning. It is a great room that he deeply loves. After exiting the house, he noticed that he forgot to place small orange blocks to connect the supports with the path, so he quickly did that and continued the tour. The path exists to give guidance to the workers and shield them from unnecessary exposure to the toxic ground. At the end of the ground path, there is a door in which Guunter controls the urine flow through the pipes. Going up the stairs and towards the large cement house takes us to the workers' resting place. The front door works on a switch, the same as the basement door and the door that hides the switch to the basement. The design of this room is top secret material that is almost impossible to figure out due to the clever design that Guunter invented, all on his own. The connections are so complex that the slave workers will never be able to figure them out, which gives him a lot of security. Continuing up the path leads us to the Holy Water Tower. This is where rug tests will be performed to make sure everything works properly. The foundation of the path is made out of cement to make sure it doesn't sink into the highly unsafe ground. The next room he built is the storage that has this nice looking door, and there is plenty of space inside for all kinds of items, ranging from tools to severed heads and bananas. The rug factory is located right next to the storage room and it contains several levels of production. The brick wall level contains standard production, while the lower cemented level is used for engines and operational tools. There is also a white wall level that will produce high-class rugs for high-class beings. Next time we will start mechanizing the rug factory, adding sliding doors, elevators, engines and a production line, so everything can be ready when slave workers start coming in. Soon this will be the most glorious rug factory that ever exists in the Petardian universe, and both the gods and Kevin Spacey will be proud of what Guunter did. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to eat lots of fruit and vegetables, otherwise you will become a midget slave worker, which isn't a bad job, but you will most likely die very quickly. I have been Petard, your glorious lord, and may the blessings of Petardia eternally touch your butt.